you just tell us how your season has been in Belgium, and is it something you'd sort of recommend to other players to leave their country and sort of try elsewhere if opportunities aren't coming your way?
Yeah, something that I would definitely advise players to do. I suppose to think outside the box and look further afield than just the English leagues, I suppose. But for me personally, I've loved the season with Anderlecht. Really enjoyed my time there. First season there, found it easy to adapt, and I suppose I have to say a thank you to the people at the club and all the people that I've come across in Belgium that have helped me settle in as well as they have done, and I've enjoyed my time on the pitch. So it's been brilliant for me, and something that I would definitely advise other players to look at if they have that sort of opportunity.
Why do you think you have progressed as a player then this season?
I think a lot of it goes down to working under the manager there and his staff. I think I've learned a lot about not only my game personally, but a lot about the game in general, with the way he works and how in depth and precise he is with us as a team and individuals within the system. So I just think I've gone there, and for the last eight months enjoyed learning lots more about the game every day on the training pitch and in every game that I've played.
And do you feel sort of 12 months on then that you're in a position where you almost not expect, but you believe now is the time that you can become a regular in this Ireland midfield?
Yeah, obviously that's what I've said all along. That's what I want to push for. Obviously leaving West Ham and the move to Anderlecht, part of that was to play regularly, to be in a good rhythm, show the manager here what I can do, and improve my game further. And I feel like I've sort of ticked the boxes with what I wanted to achieve in terms of progressing with the national team as well. And like you said, my aim now is to become a regular mainstay in the Irish midfield.
Cheers, Josh.
Thank you.
Neil O'Riordan, please.
Hi, Josh. How's it going?
Hi.
How would you characterise the main difference in style of play between Belgium and what you've been used to in England?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I've been asked quite a lot. To be honest, I don't think there's a massive difference. I think there's a sort of, I suppose in England and Ireland, people sort of think of European football as being sort of tippy-tappy, quite slow-paced, but it's definitely not that. You come up up against teams that play all styles of football as you would do in the English league. So it's quite similar in that sense. Obviously, being at one of the top clubs in Belgium, we've had to come up against a lot of teams that have sat back and defended in a low block against us. So that's probably been one of the main differences personally, and being in the team that has experienced, like I said, a lot of teams sitting back and defending deep against us. So that's probably the main difference that's jumped out at me. But like I said, it's still football, and you still come up against all types of teams and all types of style of play.
And like you say, it's one of the biggest clubs, but it probably hasn't been doing as well in recent years as has done in the past. Did you feel, or what's the feeling around the club that this year was progress? I know the championship playoff maybe didn't go as well as you would have liked, but do you feel there's kind of progress on maybe last year?
Yeah, I think it was definitely progress this season. I think there's a lot of positives to take going into next season. And the aim from everyone at the club is to get Anderlecht back to where it belongs at the top of the league, winning titles in Belgium and competing in the Champions League. That's the aim for everyone at the club. It was obviously a season with a lot of new faces that came together. But I think towards the end of the season we started, especially with our performances, showing what we can do, and everyone's looking forward to next season and pushing on, and like I said, getting Anderlecht back to where it belongs.
And last one for me. In the past, sometimes when Irish players have moved somewhere other than Britain, their international careers have suffered. Stephen Kenny is somebody who kind of offered you reassurance that he'd that maybe more so than somebody else, that it wouldn't have an impact on you, that was a positive move for you?
Yeah, I know that the manager and his staff here analyse every player, analyse every game that we're playing in. So I think when I signed in October and met up with the squad, I think the day after, and he just reassured me that just because you're playing in Belgium and out of the UK, that he'll be keeping an eye on me just as closely as he does all the players. Like you said, playing in the English leagues, and so it wasn't going to affect me in any way at all.
Thank you.
Damien Spellman, please, PA.
Hi, Josh. Josh, does moving to another league in another country, does that help you grow as a person, and how does that help your football? Yeah,
definitely. I had a few loan spells away from what I knew, I suppose, to Bradford and Bolton, where I grew up a lot as a person, I believe. And I think that benefits you on the pitch, and especially, like you said, moving to another country was an even bigger step. My girlfriend came with me, which obviously made it easier off the pitch, that had people there to support me. So a massive thank you to her, because especially in the way the world is at the minute with COVID, travel wasn't easy. So I've literally not been back home for since I signed. The start of this week was the first time before I met up with the squad, the first time to get home. So definitely growing up and off the pitch, and I definitely believe that stands you in good stead to perform well on the pitch and become a leader on the pitch as well, because you can become more independent away from your family and friends, I suppose.
Sure. And the games you've played so far for Ireland, you've looked very comfortable. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from your international experience so far?
I just think for us personally as a team is turning good performances or decent performances into results. I think we know that we're close with some of the performances we've produced as a group over the last year or so. But I think it's just now down to us to fine tune the fine details and be ruthless in both boxes. Take our chances when they come and be more solid to keep the ball out of our goal. And that's something that we have a great opportunity with this time away, 2 friendlies, more time to train as a group, means that we can work on those stuff in more detail.
Thank you.
Kieran Kennedy.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
Vincent Kompany said that one of the things about your game that stands out for him is your resilience and durability for the more physical parts of the match. Just wondering, have you found Belgian football to be particularly physical compared to what you would have experienced previously, or are you just a pretty physical player by nature?
No, I think it's no less physical than the Championship, League One, or the Premier League. I suppose it's like I said, sometimes people in the UK and Ireland think of European football as quite slow tempoed and a little bit sort of ticker-tacker, but it's definitely not that. There's it's very the intensity of the games are high, the physicality of the games also are very high. So something that I suppose my time on loan in League One and the Championship stood me in good stead for. I've just tried to take that part of my game to the Belgian league as well, and if the manager there and is saying good things about that, then I'm happy to be doing my job well.
Looking at this camp and these 2 games, what are your own goals for the next 10 days or so?
I think we have a new group first and foremost, with some new faces. Like I said, over the last year, there's been a lot of new faces into the group, and I think this time will give us a good period to learn about each other as players and as people. Obviously, individually, I want to feature in the 2 games and play as many minutes as I can and impress the manager. of course as a team we want to come away with 2 victories. That's what we're desperate for as a group and as a nation. So yeah, that's at the top of our list to put in good performances, but make sure we turn those performances into positive results as well.
Paul Lennon, please.
Josh, how are you? Like a team to get into a winning habit. Unfortunately, the Ireland team hasn't won in 11 games this season. Is that beginning to play in players' minds? Do you think, that maybe they're a bit inhibited by the fact that there's been a lot of draws and unfortunately a number of defeats?
No, I don't think so. Obviously, it goes without saying that as a group we're desperate to win games, and we know that the results we have picked up, like you touched on, over the last year or so, haven't been good enough. But I think we can take encouragement from some of the performances we've put in, and I don't think we've been far away in a few games from getting the wins that we need and we want as a group. So no, there's no mental block from winning games. Definitely not. Like I said, we're here now. We're fully focused on the next 2 games and going into it full of confidence that hopefully we can pick up 2 good results.
I'm sure you've played in teams over the last few years that went through runs of 3, 4, 5, 6 games without a win. What is the nitty gritty of getting to a point where you can just get wins? Maybe just just kind of grind it out rather than maybe playing really attractive football. Is that the way you do it, or how do you do it?
Yeah, of course. I think you look at the best teams around the world. They know how to win ugly, I suppose, as well, and grind results out, like you said. But I think it's important for us at the stage we are at to analyse, like I said, what we can do better, because we know there's things we can do better as a group and as individuals, and take the positives and keep them, and work on and improve in areas that we know we can improve on from analysing the game. So I think it's, like I said, there's no mental problem within the group. I'd definitely say that. I think it just comes down to improving where we need to, and like I said, being a little bit more ruthless in both boxes, and a lot of games are won by the odd goal, and unfortunately it's gone the other way for us on a few occasions, but I'm sure that'll turn with the hard work we're putting in as a squad.
Okay, just a couple more questions left now. So firstly, Philip Quinn and then Gavin.
Josh, my question is about Vincent Kompany. Obviously, this article will appear after the Champions League final, so no doubt he's wearing City blue today. But just what sort of characteristics has he got as a manager, and what sort of one-on-one guidance has he given you specifically?
As a manager, I think he's been brilliant, to be honest, to work with him every day. Like I touched on before, the amount of depth he goes into with preparation, not only for games but training sessions, and how clear he is to us as players about the role he wants us to take up within the team system. Is fantastic. Every day he's hands-on in training. Coaching is brilliant, and I suppose that comes from his knowledge of the game, the teams he's played in, the managers I suppose he's worked under as well. So as a manager, for me, the first year working with him has been really good. A great guy as well away from the pitch, someone who knows how to manage his players on an individual, on a personal level as well. So it's been fantastic to work under him, and I've enjoyed every minute of the past season that I've spent with him.
And then just one more from Gavin, please, if that's okay. We're just running out of time here, so Philip. Okay.
Josh, how you getting on?
Hi.
You're the only player we've spoken today who's mentioned even the idea of Champions League football. Why do you think, with that in mind, why do you think other players haven't followed you onto the continent, or is this about to happen, do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, like I said, I think sometimes we can get a bit too focused on the UK leagues, I suppose, and people just don't look further afield. To be honest, I don't know the answer as why more people don't do it, but whether it's the opportunities are not there, I'm not sure. But like you said, to be honest, once the opportunity come calling for me, a club the size of Anderlecht with the history it has and the tradition and the ambition moving forward, and like you said, the prospect of being able to compete in top European competitions in the future. I think it was a no-brainer for me really in the end to go there, and like you said, I think I would never discourage any other Irish young players or to look further afield and go and experience a different league, a different culture, and really look to develop their game in a different league as well.